So, good afternoon, brothers and sisters. So, pertaining to what I recently saw in terms of the currency now being correlated together with cryptocurrency XRP. Now, it's been in the pipeline for many years, of which we already preempted it to its existence because when I had done an assignment as well in 2020, I did one of my assignments. I did stipulate in the assignment that cryptocurrency and digital transfers is the future of um, transferring currencies, right? So the reason why they kept it in uh, back for so long is because I'm sure they wanted to check if their systems were going to align with the ledger. You see, there's a on the blockchain technology, all right, there's a crypto code. It's a very long code, but the person who owns that code is the one who owns the cryptocurrency. Meaning that even if you have 1 billion in cryptocurrency, there's no way, like, especially if it's Bitcoin, let me say Bitcoin, for example, right? There's no way of establishing that that 1 billion in crypto actually belongs to you. You only own it when you have that crypto, the crypto, that, what is it? The crypto code, right? And that is why the banks have been basically, how can I put this? They have been very slow to getting it out there because they won't be able to control who is sending money. And also, it eliminates the aspects of banks, and also it eliminates the middleman of, basically it puts more hands in the power of Visa and MasterCard, because in order for you to buy cryptocurrency, what do you need? You need a card. However, cryptocurrency can function without banks, right? It is able to you are able to transfer, um, you are able to transfer the cryptocurrency without getting any authorization from a bank, all right? Or basically having to stipulate where the source of income actually comes from. So it's basically inter transfers regardless of where you are throughout the world. You are able to do this in the comfort of your own home without having to answer to the bank, right? So the biggest concern was money laundering, but it's not money laundering, brothers and sisters, because the banks already are involved in money laundering. They are the biggest crooks in the world. The only thing that they were concerned about is that the power is now out of their hands. So they had these, they had to make all these AI, as you know, that the AI, the hardware, right? It actually, it actually takes a lot of energy. Hence, they've eliminated. They've actually put out there that the world is going to be destroyed through this carbon emissions and all these things that are going to be in the atmosphere through the refining and pumping of oil, which is not the case. They actually want to use it allegedly for, the, the the backup of cryptocurrency. Because why cryptocurrency? It takes, there's a lot of mining in cryptocurrency, which means that in order for you to mine cryptocurrency, you need to have backup, like, the computing, systems behind. You need to have backup, like, you need to have a strong backup in order for you to mine cryptocurrency, right? So they needed that infrastructure to be set up in order for the cryptocurrency to be, um, to be enforced. Let's just put it there. Now they are testing the strategy, right? So when it comes to currencies as well, what happens is the currency goes against, it goes according to the government data, meaning that your currency is only as good as the government data that is produced, and we know that governments are corrupt allegedly around the world, right? So in terms of their stats, how exactly accurate are those reports that you see? Now, one has to ask, In terms of that, all right, because that is what actually makes the, the, the currencies volatile, all right? War as well. Um, Presidents around the world stating things because there's a thing called trading on the news, all right? And when it comes to trading on the news, a lot of it, the, what actually affects the currencies are trading on the news, okay? It's like, let's just say it's 50%, could be even higher, brothers and sisters, it could be even higher. So if you want to make a currency volatile, all you need to do is basically start messing up with the governmental data, all right? Because GDP and CPI, they play a very important role in terms of the economic data that is put out there, and that in return has a ripple effect on every aspect of the financial markets. So it's going to affect the currencies, will affect commodities as well, right? That is why when the currencies are strong, you'll find that gold is down, and when gold is up, the currencies will be weak, right? Now, when the Lord gave me that particular prophecy in about, I don't know if it was 2017 or 2018, but after, not long after that, I was actually moved to, I went to Malta, right? And I remembered the prophecy, but I couldn't figure it out until I fasted and prayed. And I thought maybe it was certain. So I used to Google which countries are linked when I met the other half of the prophecy. Which countries are linked? Which are the seven countries? Because it's seven countries. It's not going to be seven persons, it's seven countries. So I needed to figure out which countries it was. And I would always rack my brain about it. And then finally, I saw that when I was busy teaching and researching for certain things, that's when I found the Seven Sisters of Oil. Now, there is a reason as to why I put out a request for Prince MBS to create a backup currency per se, and actually correlate it with oil so that it cannot be manipulated. In doing so, we see that the Seven Sisters, there is China, there is Russia, there is Iran, right? These common three countries, okay? They have how can I put it? They have a common denominator, right? They are all looked at as threats, all right, for the powers that be, okay? And the others is it's Saudi Arabia, it's Venezuela. I mean, know what's going on with Venezuela as well. There's a lot of sanctions that happen there, right? And then we also see Malaysia is added there, and Brazil. Okay. Then I read an article. I don't know how true it is. Allegedly, that China is busy oppressing. Um, China is oppressing Brazil. Brothers and sisters, oil is an extremely important commodity. The world needs oil and the world needs gold as well, because gold is always a direct correlation with currencies, meaning that if the economy can collapse, there is no way for you to establish how your economy is going to be restarted without the backing of gold. So if a country does not have sufficient gold, there is no way that they can um, start a whole new currency, because what are they going to derive their value from? It means that they have to adopt another currency from another country, right? So most countries around the world, they trade in the US dollar. If you look at the trade balance, if you look at trading and how it actually works, there's always a US dollar that is reserved in most of the countries around the world. And how the trading works is that it works with the US dollar as well. So in order for the US dollar to be affected, they would need the economy to crash, right? So that they can now change that and remove the US dollar and adopt another form of currency, right? But now on the market is linked. There's so many things that are linked to it, meaning that if you wipe out the whole, or if the market is crashed, it affects everybody around the world. Now we know about the $1 trillion debt that is going on in America as well. So financially, they are in a very difficult situation as well, right? So there's things that they have to do in order for them to actually boost that economy. Is it going to be happen? It won't happen overnight. It's going to take some time. All right. Now there's a saying that keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So remember those 3 or 4 countries. All right. How are you able to keep dogs on a leash? So you've got to put a strap around them, and you've also got to watch them as well, because if a dog is let off the leash, it runs around, right? Runs around everywhere, runs around everywhere, because the nature of a dog is to be free, not tied up. So if you have a currency that is now put you have a currency that has included these countries, all right, through correlating the currency through oil. And the reason why I said Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia is the only country in the Bible, in the Word of God, whereby it actually states that um, it challenges the other countries around the world who go against Israel and the invasion, and says, "Why are you after their goods?" So that is why I even myself put out a request, okay? Because Saudi is not the enemy, but the other ones are alarming. All right, we don't see Brazil as a threat, because I mean it's very rare that you're going to see Brazil that is trying to attack and overthrow, or any government, as well as Malaysia. But we don't know as well, right? Because there's also scandals in Malaysia as well that happened a couple of years ago. But Malaysia as well is not really seen as a threat in terms of war, in terms of insurrection and invasion, right? However, the other three, the other three, from what history has taught us, and in terms of their political stance and political views, I mean, Russia and China have always, um, well, now recently, during the couple of years, they have backed Russia into a corner so that they are able now, Russia must side with China, right? Now, in order for this to take place, it basically eliminates many potential and solves many problems, right? Because Russia and China, what are they after? They're after power, brothers and sisters. That is what it is. It's about power, it's about control, okay? And how are you able to appease everybody? By including them, all right? By keeping your enemies closer. So, in doing so, you have a hand that, on the one hand, is saying, okay, we're going to put maybe Saudi in control of this. And if they don't comply, they are going to be affected, right? But you're including these countries as well to eliminate the prospects of a potential World War III. And also, in doing so, you are creating a reserve currency. You're also bringing down the prices of food, and you are also it also enables businesses, small businesses, to thrive as well with oil, okay? Because oil is extremely important, right? So it will create a preserved currency. It will eliminate the aspects of World War III. It will assist in small business ventures, meaning that those smaller businesses that are open are able to thrive, because why? The price of oil is not too high, right? And basically it assists everybody. So that is why I put that out there, brothers and sisters. And it's scriptural, so that is why I requested it. So, brothers and sisters, we need to be alert, we need to be aware, we need to pray against things that are happening. God is still in control, but we also need to we also need to be wise and implement structures. We need to implement things so that we are prepared. We don't want to be caught lacking. And then we see in the end, now we are in a situation where our backs are against the wall. And now we have to answer to those other countries, or we are compelled to go according to their rules and regulations, because why? We failed to make proper preparations, right? So we need to be really wise. As the Bible says, be wise as a serpent and as harmless as a dove, right? So Saudi Arabia will have the control. And then also included is the loose cannons, Russia, China, Iran. Because why they're going to be included? And if their currency is involved, obviously they are going to get the best of all the worlds, right? Meaning that they're not going to want to jeopardize any partnership because of the rules and regulations maybe they could be potentially put in place, right? So it eliminates all potential threats or potential outcomes, right? And in doing so, create a reserve currency. So anyway, brothers and sisters, be blessed. Take care. Bye.